Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I thought today it might be interesting to have a little chat about natural deodorants. I have been testing some out for about 6 months now. I don't know about you, but the reason for me is I don't like sprays. I think sprays they don't last too long. You don't really get, I suppose, value for money. I also don't like a lot of scent. I've said lots of times there's a lot of scents that give me a headache, and sometimes deodorants can be so heavily perfumed and really artificially fragranced that it's one step away from air freshener for me, and I don't like it. So I found ages ago Mitchum it was fragrance free. And what's great about fragrance free is it actually still smells nice, so there must be something there. But what happened was the fragrance free basically disappeared to be replaced with a fragrance free that was more, instead of a roll on or a spray, and I didn't really like the spray. Spray goes everywhere too and it can make everything white and powdery, I don't like that. But they changed the roll on for a cream, and then I found that it was really hard to get the unscented cream, and the cream is obviously different to the roll on, and I thought, right, I don't actually know if I like this. So it didn't feel as if it was performing the same way. I also thought right now could be a good time to actually investigate natural deodorants. Something like the crystal here, which I'll talk to you about, I thought, right, in for a penny, we'll go full crystal, we'll go what I would consider luxury, because this, believe it or not, is £12. But what I will say is it's very long lasting, as in it's not finishing anytime soon. And as I say, I've been testing these out for months. Got the standard Mitchum, and then I got the natural, and I'm using natural in inverted commas because, as you know, everything's a chemical, but they're being marketed as eco-friendly, as natural, and I think it's because they are trying really hard to use kinder ingredients to the skin. I think they're trying to pare down the chemicals where possible, the fragrances where possible. I also think they're trying to work on their plastic waste. So I think that's how it all boils down. But it's still very interesting, bearing in mind this is only a small selection. But I was quite interested with the results. I also would love to tell you that when I was training many moons ago at college, we did an entire unit on biological ingredients, which is basically natural ingredients, which could be making your face masks from yogurts and using fruit, things like that. And one of the things that we were asked to do, which I did do, wonder if you've done it too, is to try natural deodorants. And 20 years ago, couldn't find one that even was pleasant to use. And we also got asked if we could try a natural deodorant method, which was fresh orange juice on a cotton wool pad dabbed under your arms, and that was apparently a deodorant. All I can say is your underarms are just very sticky. That was it. Nothing else. Didn't find it in any way useful, beneficial, practical, just very sticky. So tell me if you've done anything like that too, or you might surprise me and say that it actually worked. But what I'll do is I'll maybe move the Mitchum up first, because that was a comparison. So just quickly before we start, what are they calling eco deodorants? What are they calling natural deodorants? So as I say, it's coming down to sort of plastic waste. It's coming down to this sort of antiperspirant versus deodorant. Some people feel that antiperspirant is blocking pores, and they don't want that. Other people are saying about the aluminium, but that's a hot topic too, because I've read some things that, I'll be honest with you, can be very confusing. Also, a lot of people just don't really want a lot of perfume. They want their ingredients to be, I'm saying, as natural as possible, but as we say, look, even, there's nothing is natural in the sense that everything's a chemical. We know that. A lot of people feel that they want something that is organic. Some people feel if they're vegan, they want something that's on par with their ethos, and a lot of the products really aren't in line with their beliefs. What you might find though is that some people, it's just for irritation purposes. They want something natural because they don't want to be so heavily irritated. How many times have you seen someone and they've told you, or you might even see it yourself in the summer, really red irritated skin under their arms, and it could be again because they're using something that's too strong, too perfumed, it's irritating. again, you can take an allergic reaction to anything, so don't think to yourself, if it's natural, if it's eco, then it's going to be okay. Sometimes it might not be powerful enough for you, it might not be effective, but there are just so many different things. But what you tend to find is natural deodorants will neutralise the odour and absorb the moisture, whereas an antiperspirant will prevent the sweating. So what you'll find is, it might even tell you here, so this is the standard Mitchum, and when I got mixed up with both of them and I picked up the wrong one when I was testing, I said, oh, that's much better, I really like that one. And then when I looked at it, I realised that's actually because it's not natural. So it just goes to show that you sometimes might have to accept that if you really want something to be effective and to work, sometimes you can't go for the all-natural result. Although I did find that this one really surprised me, the salt of the earth, so we'll chat through. But I would say benefits again, a lot of the time the plastic can be recyclable, sometimes the elements still can't be, like this twist might make this difficult to recycle. I'll need to actually check that out. Microplastics can be an issue. Some people feel that there's microplastics, or there's definitely in some brands, in their antiperspirants. Sometimes it can be, again, just too many ingredients for their liking and they want to keep it simple. These ones you just apply from the stick, and this one's a roll-on and this one is a crystal. I know crystal sounds quite out there, but I was very surprised. So I liked it when the Mitchum was actually more like this. But again, that's not a roll-on, that's like almost like a cream, but you don't get those kind of roll-ons anymore, so I accept that. But do you know what I don't like about this, or this, and I don't know with the Kopari because I'm not at the end of it yet, what I don't like is when it gets near the end, but there's quite a lot left, you can't get to it. So what I'm tempted to do is actually to get an orange wood stick and actually scrape it out, because that's still a lot. But see, when you're getting to near the end and you want to use it, that plastic there just irritates. It just feels like it's scraping along your skin. So I would say, look at all of that product, that's too much to waste. So I am definitely going to get my use out of that, probably an orange wood stick. But that's definitely a con, as in pros and cons, not a con as in not worth the money. I just realised I said that with no context. Pros are, it's very effective, but again, this isn't the natural one. But cons, which I can see with both of them, it gets very scrapey when it's near the end, but there's still a lot of product still to go. But this is the Mitchum, which is not natural. It's unscented though, which is what I'm looking for. So you can't get everything, but it tells you it's ultra powerful anti-sweat. I'm fortunate that that's not a big issue for me, but of course during the day you're going to get hot, you exercise if you go to classes, so you need something that performs. But again, my goal would be unscented but natural with that sort of texture, but it's not happening. So let me just check, because I can't read this too far away now. It is, it does contain aluminium zirconium, so you do have aluminium in this, but that, again, it's not ticking every box, because technically if you're going natural, that's not going to cut it. So then you move on to the Mitchum, which is, now carefully how they phrase it, this is my second one, which is why it doesn't look too used, because I'm on to number 2. So it's 0% aluminium, 96% natural, and it's coconut, which I thought I would love. It's not awful, but it definitely does fall into that artificial coconut category, but of course it is, it's not going to be real, at least I don't think so. I have to be careful though, because if anyone gets my drift, it's sometimes fake scents of something you love, if it's not nice, it can almost move into car air freshener territory. So the coconut is just on the right side of it, but it's so close to being coconut magic tree for me, and I don't like that. So I can use it, I don't love it, but if it's the one that I have to go for, then I would accept it. So these again are like creams that you just twist. So it says here, natural power, bamboo powder for wetness absorption. So that's how they're doing it. It's more about absorption. It's not about blocking or, you know, doing anything to the pores to stop the sweat. It's not anti-perspirant, it's absorption. It says 24-hour protection, but then this one says 48-hour protection. I wasn't sure if it said defence there. No, I don't believe that with anything. I don't think that you use a deodorant and you don't need to think about it for 2 days. No, I don't believe that at all. Or the 24 hours, I don't believe that either. So you would have to keep reapplying it in the full 24 hours. So you tell me what you think, but I think those claims are stretching it for anybody, considering the fact that you're going to have a bath or shower most days anyway. And I say most days because I know that not everybody does, and you get a sliding scale. Some people shower or bathe multiple times a day. Some people daily, and some people every couple of days. So I know that everyone's different and there's no judgment. So let me just check here. I'm away from the screen because it's tiny writing. It's 96% natural ingredients, powered by bamboo powder for wetness absorption without aluminium. And it's formulated with botanical oil extracts to neutralise odour naturally. So that's basically all the jargon there. You twist it up. You have to take the plastic seal off first, but it twists up and down quite easily. I'll move these just to the side a little bit. And it is like a cream. So it's not too wet, it's not sticky, it's on. I don't imagine it would be affecting clothing. Let me smell it. It is coconut, but it's like a coconut candle. It just doesn't, it's a little bit far away from what I'm looking for, and maybe it's me just being fussy, but it's just a little bit too far into the perfume side for me. But again, I will use it, and I have used one. I bought 3. I think I bought them and because they were natural, and I thought coconut was like, yeah, you've won a watch, but no, not at all. So they're okay, they'll definitely do the job. I missed the one that's gone, I'll deal with it. Right, so then we've got the Kopari, very popular. Someone made me laugh when they were doing an Instagram live. Someone has said on it, have you tried Kopari? And they said, I've tried the deodorant, I had to throw it away. I was like, throw it away? Just give it to someone, because this was £12. I got 2 of them, and then I got a little bag of free samples. It was like a free gift with purchase. So I'll talk you through the little samples at some point too. So this is coconut oil. It says it's paraben free, aluminium free, and I've got some extra information here. It says it's pure coconut confidence. Now that's a stretch. I still think it smells slightly artificial for me, so I don't know why. I'm just going to smell it again. It does smell more natural, so that's what it looks like there. It's more of a shiny, it is creamy, but it's wetter than the Mitchum. It does smell more natural, but it doesn't smell, it smells like it's got coconut fragrance in it. I don't know if it does, but it doesn't smell naturally coconut. But again, it took a little bit of getting used to. So yeah, that Instagram live. So the person said, oh no, I threw it in the bin. If you want to smell like a bin bag after a day. I thought, what do they mean smell like a bin bag? And what they meant was it didn't block odour. Now, I think I know what they mean. This takes a bit of getting used to. I would say it's quite wet when you apply it, and I do think your underarms feel quite wet. I think if you were looking to be dry, this might not be the one, because you're already starting off with a product that actually adds wetness under the arm. Now, I don't know if you can see that, if it catches the light, but it actually, if you're looking for dryness, and the first thing the product does is almost put like a wetness under the arm, then I can see why it might not be for you. It does dry, and it does actually, the smell is a bit more subtle. As it dries on the skin, it becomes much more subtle and lighter. But what I would say is, oh, really lost it. I could understand if someone was looking for complete dryness, it wouldn't be for them. I can also understand if someone was looking for complete masking, it wouldn't be for them. I got the impression that if you maybe did have issues with odour, it might not have the power to knock it out. And that's just because of how it felt. And do you ever get that thing? This is what I mean about not liking certain deodorants that are highly fragranced. I don't like it if it's a particularly hot environment, or again, you're exercising, or you're just, for some reason, you're really hot. And if you can start to smell the deodorant, then you know it's working. But then that can also mean that if you are in that situation for a long period of time, then that could actually start the situation where maybe it's not just the fragrance, and you know that thing where you're in a room or you're in a situation and you can smell someone is obviously having issues and their deodorant scent is starting to mix with the natural odour, shall we say, and you're getting this mixture of body odour and deodorant antiperspirant together, and the mixture's not nice. I could imagine that that's exactly what they're talking about, but again, it didn't happen to me, but I could understand just with the way that it was behaving during the day, that if you didn't get to grips with this and sort of almost like adjust your body to using it, then you might just give up. But I didn't give up, and I still wouldn't say it's like my absolute favourite or number one choice. But again, for £12, this is getting used. I've got 2 of them too. But I like it, and I would actually go so far as to say it took me a while to like it. Definitely didn't think at first that I was going to be keen on it, and I thought maybe the second one will be given away as a gift for someone. Here's an extra gift with your birthday or Christmas, some deodorant. But you do get used to it, and you get used to that sensation. I basically think that's what it is. It's like, it says it's not sticky, and I would agree it's not sticky, but it does glide on with a bit of a wetness. That's the only way that I can explain it. But it says it's 100% plant-based rather. It's natural, take that however you will. It's non-toxic, and it's a blend that provides odour protection whilst warding off bacteria that causes odour in the first place. I would guess that the people that really need to stick with this should give it more than a day. But it says that it's coconut water, coconut oil, sage oil, and it's a formula rich in electrolytes, amino acids, vitamins and minerals. Now, at the end of the day, it boils down to whether you like it or not, and I would say I can completely understand why people might just give it a day and go, that's not for me, but stick with it, and I do think that it becomes much more pleasant to use. I wouldn't use it though if I was going into a situation where I needed some sort of deodorant to perform to its maximum. I just don't know if it's capable of it. And then finally, the one that surprised me, Salt of the Earth, it really did, because this is probably the one that I thought, oh dear, it's a crystal, will I try it? I will, I'll go down the orange juice route. But it genuinely is very effective. So surprised. Now, this is what confuses me though. So I've used this quite a bit, and I'll also say that this is the second one, and I was nowhere near finishing the first one, and I accidentally dropped it in the bathroom. It dropped in the bath and it smashed. Now, it was a very clean break, but I couldn't use it, so I smashed it in half and had to throw it away. So be careful with these, because they break neatly, but they do break, so don't drop them on a hard surface. Wasn't too chuffed with that. This is unscented, my preference, but I believe you do get lots of different scents. It says it's effective. It is actually. Now, it says it's 100% natural ingredients, long-lasting protection, no white marks, suitable for vegetarians and vegans, not tested on animals, and it's suitable for children under, let me check, 6 years old. So maybe that's a good one, because people are saying sometimes, you know, kids are now hitting puberty much younger, or they're needing things much younger, so that's something to think about. And what you do is you wet your underarms, just not soaking, just wet them, and then you use this all over them, and then you dry this off, because if you don't dry it, you'll shorten its lifespan, and then that's it. And believe it or not, extremely effective, no issues at all. So surprised with that. I thought it was going to be one of those ones that you go, oh, well, that was a waste of time. It says it can last for 6 months or more. It can last longer if you do properly dry it and look after it. It is very inexpensive compared to the others. Maybe the Mitchum's about £2 or £3 to be fair, and you sometimes get promotions. Salt of the Earth is from £3.29 roughly upwards, and what's very good about it is again, you get promotions, and think about 6 months or more. That's really good. So they call it a no frills deodorant, and it is very effective. The only thing that confused me was it says that it is, where's the ingredient? Because this is the bit that confused me. Potassium alum, or alum, potassium alum, and natural mineral salt. Right, so that's what it says there. Now, I was confused because in some places they say that's great because it's aluminium free, because it's a mineral salt, and in other places say no, it's still aluminium, it's just another way of using it. So I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know. But I would say out of all of them, I was so surprised with its performance. It was almost doing what the old Mitchum did for me that I can't get anymore. So that is a surprise, isn't it? That the The crystal was the one that impressed me the most. But let me know if you use natural deodorants, eco-friendly. Let me know if you've got any opinions on it. I'm not saying that I will use these forevermore. I might look at more. I don't know everything. I don't even really know how I feel about the confusion about what's natural, what's eco-friendly, what's the ingredient, what's the... Oh, it's a minefield. But none of them's awful. I just have my little order of preference. So I hope you found that interesting. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.